I used to tell myself that I was broken, which I'm not, and that I wasn't fixable, also not true, and that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy, I'm not deserving, and I told myself all of these stories. I didn't actually start to look inside myself and why am I telling these stories? So I'm sure everybody has heard the term limiting beliefs. It is where your beliefs create a thought, and your thought creates a feeling, and the feeling creates a habit. So we're doing this cycle over and over and over again, sometimes unconsciously. It's on autopilot, and we don't even know that we're doing it. These journal prompts today that I'm going to share with you will unlock this. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to see your story and reframe it. So let me show you how it works. You got your pen and paper? The very first prompt is, what's on your mind? What's bugging you? Let's let it flow and see what comes up. I wrote a really simple one that most people might be able to relate to. So on Friday, my car started making weird sounds and I panicked, pulled over, called my partner. My partner says, well, if it worried you enough to pull you over, then you probably don't need to go to work. You need to call in sick and we're gonna have to get the car looked at. I started panicking. I drove myself home. I called my boss. I felt like I really disappointed them. And I got into this whole spiral in my head and I couldn't get myself out of it. What I wrote here, what's on my mind right now, is that my car is broken and I feel bad about it. I'm sure I could have elaborated more, but we're just going to go through these prompts so you can see the process. And the next one, so what belief might be holding me back? Now, when I dig a little bit deeper on my story, I realized that I didn't want to disappoint people. I felt like calling in sick at work felt like it tarnished my reputation. I picked up the extra shift so I can help out my team. And then suddenly I'm like, hey boss, my car is making weird sounds and I don't feel comfortable driving on the highway to get there. I think the limiting belief here is burdening others, disappointing others. And where did this belief come from? This question is really important because when we come to the realization that it came from somewhere, it kind of relinquishes a little bit of a power hold that it has on us. I'm not saying we're putting excuses on other people, but is this something that your parents did? So my mother never wanted to disappoint people. She wanted to be on time. You don't call in sick. It's very important to show up to appointments when you say you're going to show up. It was a whole thing about saving face, your reputation, and these are really important values to her. So I've adopted this. So I'm going to write from my mom. So the next question is this belief really true? We're only gently trying to challenge it in the sense like, is there a way that we can look at the facts here? So the facts are, my car broke down and I did not feel safe driving on the road. I think these are pretty valid. And if you told me your car broke down and you didn't feel safe, I would be like, okay, don't drive to work. But for some reason, I felt this guilt. It was the guilt towards my boss, to my clients, to my coworkers. I didn't want them to think less of me, and my ego kind of took a bit of a hit. So is the belief really true? I straight up say, no, I don't believe that this belief is true because as much as I might have disappointed my clients and my boss or my coworkers, possibly even my family for not showing up for work, I know that I wouldn't have felt comfortable driving there and back. It's an hour each way. How has this belief helped me or hindered me? I really appreciate this question for the value it has because it can do both. And if we can see both sides of the coin, then it's not good or bad. It's just doing what it's meant to be doing. So how has it helped me? Well, it makes me show up on time. I feel remorseful if I don't make it into work. I try to work really hard to show up and do my job. How has it hindered me? Well, it sent me on a loophole of guilt and shame for the rest of the day. I called in at 9 o'clock in the morning and next thing I know, it's like 2 in the afternoon and I still feel that. So that's really hindering. This one's a good one. So what would I rather believe in? Now, when I look at this scenario, I would rather believe in that I did the right choice and it's a blessing I got the day off I communicated and was honest with my boss and my partner about what happened. So I didn't really jeopardize anything except for the fact that I'm worried about how much the car might cost to fix. What affirmation can I write down that supports my belief? Now, this one, when I really thought about it, it came to me. And the one is, you did what's right for you. And I can't argue with that. I did not feel safe on the road, so I pulled over and I went home. I can honor that. What insight am I walking away from? This one is huge because once you take a look at these things, you realize they stem from different places and they do different jobs. This awareness just gives me so much more perspective and gives me the opportunity to not be so hard on myself. So my insight here is I gotta follow what's right in my heart, just like you. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes it just takes a minute for us to intentionally sit down, stop scrolling on our phone, and just pull out a pen and piece of paper. If you like these journaling prompts, I created a cute little workbook, a guide that has all the prompts in it, plus the little tips and tricks on how to expand on each of them to help you reflect in situations. You can use it as many times as you like. It's completely free. I will put the link in the notes, and thanks for watching.